I never thought that my actions would ever find their way to hurting my family or the people that I loved. And now I was faced with a very real prospect of that and more. I at the time was robbing drug dealers because I thought they're never going to call the cops. We started getting phone calls from everybody that knew us with a lot of fear in their voice, and we didn't know why. There were people with machine guns and Uzis and shotguns breaking into everybody that we knew's house and waking them up in bed demanding to know where we were. These people were armed, they were very dangerous, and they had a lot of money to throw around and offered it for any information as to where I was headed and where my family was located. And I was running. The man who had put the hit out on our heads, he had been in a car accident and died himself, and we were informed that we were safe to come home. I started drinking real heavily. I was ashamed of who I was ashamed of what I knew I was capable of and what I had done all my life. I thought an addict was someone with no willpower, that needed something, that needed to depend on somebody or something in order to be okay. And that wasn't me. I was the one-man army. I started trying on my own, very hard to quit. And after months of that, I almost completely gave up because I couldn't do it. So I went to the bishop, and he gave me the ARP, the Addiction Recovery Program manual. I learned a great deal, but again, I thought I could do it on my own. Then he mentioned that there were group meetings where people like me met together and shared each other's struggles. It's very hard to describe the empathy, the love, the honesty, the humility that you feel when you walk into that group. They've all been there to one degree or another. So I got through the first 3 steps fairly well on my own. We got to step 4. I had no problem sitting there and listing every fault that I had, but I didn't know what to do with that. Going through it again, though, with a sponsor was quite different because, you know, they emphasize not just your weaknesses, but also your strengths. And that was hard because I didn't want to see the good. I accepted and I knew the bad. The 4th step helped me to see the good that was always there. There was a lot of good. It was just hidden and buried underneath substances and habits and years of guilt, years of shame. I learned that I needed my God. I learned that I needed my brothers and sisters around me. And every time I think that it can't get any better, it does. It keeps getting better.
Austin Recovery is a nonprofit organization that's one of the largest in Texas treating substance abuse and addiction. We've been around since 1967, serving populations in a wide range of programs, including the Family House program. What's so good about Family House is that it offers an opportunity to interrupt a generation of addiction. You think about these Family House women, you think about what they've been through, where they might be if they hadn't gotten into recovery. And then you think about what would happen to their children. You know, these children need the help as well. So the children become our clients, which is different. You know, we have a number of other programs for adults and young adult alcoholics and drug addicts, but treating children who are affected by addiction is a passion of ours. And the model is family preservation. If you can keep a mom with her kids and get her into recovery at the same time, it's a generational change.
As a clinician working here in Family House, it is phenomenal to see the work that happens both for the mother and the children. The way Family House works is the moms are here for typically 90 days, although the program can change depending on the mom. The kids live here with their mom in a community setting, with the moms and the kids having an individual room within a larger program where other moms and kids are also.
Being on the board of Austin Recovery has been an absolute passion of mine from the very beginning. I've been on the board for about 7 years now, and for me, anything that I can do to give back to the recovery community is a part of what I'm here to do. We've always had Family House at Austin Recovery, but it's been a very small division. One hallway, we've been able to accommodate maybe 8 to a dozen mothers, and it's our division of Austin Recovery that there has always been a waiting list for. There came the idea of wanting to expand it, make it bigger, and that we can do better than giving them just a hallway.
I heard about the current Family House and just how that's changing lives. And then when I was told that they were going to be doing basically a new Family House and you know, increasing the size and increasing the support facilities for Family House, I mean, it was literally, it meant everything. When we first started, my wife and I were involved in doing the design, and then I brought it into the firm. We didn't want to make it appear to be an institutional building. We wanted it to have, you know, durable materials, warm materials, bright materials. You'd walk in and there's like congregation rooms, there's dining facilities that would be served family style, not, you know, going down a line. We envisioned, you know, each floor to be a neighborhood. Outside they would have like a very, very significant playground that would have opportunities in different levels and for different ages to, you know, interact with each other and their mothers and counselors, and how to play in an outdoor environment.
The new Family House is a huge project for Austin Recovery. It's a flagship initiative. This new Family House is going to really put these women and their kids in an environment that they can live in like a family.
We watch these mothers blossom. We watch them open doors and learn to cope with their difficult emotions, learn to be a mom. Throughout that process as well, you see the kids just come to life. The child might have been having behavioral issues or a really hard time expressing themselves. Typically while they're here, we watch them change too. It's really amazing to see the doors that open through Family House.
I've been using for quite some time now, over 10 years. It started pretty much with back pain. And I went to the doctor and of course got prescription. Slowly but surely my tolerance was becoming more and more, and I was needing to take more and more. I became addicted to opiates. I lost my job and I lost my marriage. I thought that was going to be the end for me, but it wasn't, obviously. I just kept on hitting rock bottom, rock bottom, rock bottom. And when I found out I was pregnant, I was taking more, which means that I would run out quicker and would have to go out to the streets and buy them. I don't know if that's what caused my daughter. I don't know if that's what caused her to be born early. She was 3 months early, so I had her at 27 weeks. She was 2 pounds, 5 ounces. And I was just in denial that not wanting to think wasn't my drug use. It caused this to my daughter. My body can't take it anymore. My soul can't take it anymore. I saw my daughter and I just can't believe that I did that to her. But I decided when all this happened and I was at least in my right state of mind a little bit, that I was going to fix me.
You know, the parents go through a lot of changes during their 90 days here. A lot of the times the children don't even know what it's like to have a sober parent. So when the mom adapts to that and starts using the tools that they learn here, and they start coming back into terms with their role as a parent, they further enhance their relationship.
When I started here, I really got involved in the women's program and was introduced to the women and children's program in 2005. And ever since I've been in there, I've really found my niche. I enjoy working with the clients and with their children that are right there, that are living examples of themselves when they were younger, dealing with the generational problem of addiction in their family.
You think about these family house children and where they would be if there wasn't a family house. Foster care, other homes, or with a mom who's still using, neglecting them, and the picture is completely different for them in the future. We're talking about a very different outcome than a mom who's sober, who's in recovery, and who now has learned how to parent her children.
90 days is nothing as long as I get to be with my daughter. And she's my little motivator, Having her every day coming to Austin Recovery after daycare just makes my day, makes it worth it every morning I wake up.
I started using meth after I had my son. He was about 6 months old. I realized it kept me up. I wasn't hungry. I could stay up all day and be able to take care of my son. And then it got out of control. And I could tell my son was realizing, he was staying awake a lot more. He wouldn't sleep. He always wanted to be around me. And at the time, I didn't know that meth comes through your pores and it's on your child. If I'd known that, I probably wouldn't have done it. And then CPS came to my house. I was afraid of them taking him and not even giving me a chance to fix anything. He's the world to me, he means everything, and when they told me I would be able to bring him in the same day, I just thank them very much. I'm very grateful.
You get into family house, you're in a sober environment, and not only are you laying that foundation for sobriety, but you get the parenting classes to be a better mother, a better caregiver. We're going to offer nutrition classes, play therapy for the children, all types of things that help solidify the family as a family union. Not just mom, but mom and child.
At Austin Recovery, we're going to make something happen for an individual who needs our help.